Good morning, friends. We are going to start our second chapter for Standard 7. The chapter's name is Atoms, Molecules, and Radicals. And the objective of studying this chapter shall remain the same as we did in the first chapter. It is again to study the particles only. In this module, in this chapter, the modules are 3 in number, which is very easy also to remember. In the first module, we are going to talk about atoms. In the second module, we will be talking about molecules, and in the third module, we will be talking about radicals. In first module, we are going to answer to these questions, such as what is an atom, what is general structure of an atom, what are components of atoms, what are their properties, what are the atomic numbers, what are the mass numbers, and what are the electronic configurations. Now, as we had discussed in the first chapter, atoms definition is that it is the smallest unit of matter with a chemical identity. If you call it the smallest unit of matter, it won't be true, because atom has got a nucleus in which there are smaller particles which are nucleons, and there are a few nucleons which are also smaller than electron. So it is not the smallest unit of a matter, but you can call it a smallest unit of matter which participates in a chemical reaction. That is the reason why we say that atom is the smallest unit of matter with a chemical identity. After that, I have drawn a system. Okay, atom is a very sophisticated system. Okay, I have drawn a system with plus 5 positive charge and 5 negative charge revolving around it. The center of the atom is called as nucleus. In nucleus there are 5 positive charges, so this is a unique system. Okay, this atom can represent boron atom. We will continue with discussion of this atom in next video. Now, in this atom there are 5 positive charges and there are 5 negative charges. Plus 5 minus 5 makes it 0. So we can say that a neutral atom will never carry any charge, because all their charges would be cancelled. The total number of positive charge inside the nucleus would be equal to the total number of negative charge. Now, the positive charge reside in a core which we call as nucleus. Nucleus is a word which you can generally use in English to determine the central most important part of a system. So we are studying a system in an atom. An atom is a system, and the nucleus contains positive charge. An atom always reside in neutral state. Now, the nucleus is the central part of an atom, okay, which carries positively charged particles. And now look, this dotted lines determine the path on which the electron trades. Now this electron moves on this imaginary path, and this imaginary path is what we call orbit. Now the nucleus of the atom carries two types of particles. One is protons and another one is neutrons. So if you are asked about what are protons and what are neutrons, you can call them nucleons because they belong to the nucleus. When you write about protons, you should mention these things. Proton has mass. How much? It is 1.673 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Okay, and the mass of neutron is 1.675 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. The lightest particle is electrons, whose mass is 9.108 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kgs. Now, proton carries certain amount of positive charge. It is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, and electrons carry minus 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. The charge that they carry are same, but the only difference is that proton carries positive charge and electron carries negative charge. Neutrons, as the name suggests, is neutral in nature. It doesn't carry any charge. That is the reason why this has been left blank. Now, about charges, we should understand a few of their properties. When there will be two positive charge, they will repel each other. Similarly, when there will be two negative charge together, they will repel each other. We can say that two like charges repel each other, but a positive charge and a negative charge will attract each other. This is one property of charge that you should know. Apart from that, you should remember that a charge cannot exist without mass. Now, the smallest unit of charge is an electron, which is minus 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, but it has got some mass. This mass could be negligible, but yet it carries some mass. So a charge cannot exist without mass. This is something you should remember. After that, charge can exist independently, which means that electron can exist independently in nature. It can, because it is a matter. It has weight and it also occupies space. Now, the positive charges are arrested inside the nucleus. We had already studied this atomic structure. It is a nucleus, and inside the nucleus are arrested all the positive charges. There is one word I have used over here. Positive charges are static. It is static relative to the electrons. Okay, if there are 5 positive charges inside the nucleus, it is quite possible that they are moving inside the nucleus. Is nucleus liquid type of matter? You can't say anything about it. This is another discussion for gossip. Now, look at the negative charges. The negative charges are free to move around the nucleus. Okay, and how free they are, we will study in coming videos. Now, energy carried by charge at rest is called as potential energy or static electricity. Okay, and energy carried by charge in motion is called as current electricity. This is difference between static electricity and current electricity. We will be discussing about this in physics in the final term portion when we will be studying electricity. Apart from that, charges always flow from high potential to lower potential. This is another flowing thing. We had discussed about liquid which flow from higher altitude to lower altitude. We had already discussed about gases also which flow from high pressure region to low pressure region. Similarly, charges always flow from higher potential to lower potential. And what are its significances? Now look, atomic number is the total number of positive charge present inside the nucleus of an atom. The significance of atomic number is that the atomic number gives identity to an atom. For example, if the atomic number of an element is 1, it is for sure that the element is hydrogen. It cannot be any other element. And if the atomic number is 2, it has to be atom of element helium. It cannot be any other element. Just because the atomic number decides to which element the atom will belong, that is the reason why I say that atomic number gives identity to an atom. Now look, atomic number is factor that governs arrangement of elements in modern periodic table. The modern periodic table is also called as long form periodic table. You see all this table. In this table we have arranged 118 elements. But on what basis have we arranged all the elements? We have arranged that on the basis of atomic number. It is one very, very important question which is also asked in standard 10. The number of positive charges inside the nucleus is equal to the number of negative charges. If you all can see this system, it had 5 positive charges and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative charges. So the number of positive charges are always equal to the number of negative charges revolving around it. All the atoms exist in neutral state. Why not? Just imagine if there are 5 positive charges and the 5 negative charges, then 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. So the atom will become neutral. So all the atoms exist in neutral state naturally. Apart from this, just to reassert what I had told you, atomic number gives identity to an element. If the atomic number is 1, the element would be hydrogen. If the atomic number is 2, the element would be, the atom would be of element lithium. If the atomic number is 3, it would be lithium, 4 beryllium, 5 boron, and so on. Now we should also know that there are 118 elements already discovered, and the element which is going to have this 118 atomic number will carry 118 positive charges inside the nucleus. Now the important question is, okay, this is discussion of gossip. The important question is that when negative charges and negative charges will repel each other, and positive charges and positive charge will repel each other, how are they going to exist together? 118 positive charge condensed inside a nucleus. This is one question to answer.